You like Quentin Tarantino, Fooly Cooley, Devilman Crybaby, and Texas Chainsaw Massacre? Well, guess what? You might like Chainsaw Man. It has gore, unpredictable storytelling, and Welcome back to the channel. It's been a minute, my friends, and today we're here to talk about Chainsaw Man. But before I talk about it, you're probably wondering, where have I been? What I've been doing in my spare time? And did I finally clean my PC? And did I also get my hearing back from that terrible ear infection that I had? Well, ladies and gentlemen, I have a fascinating story to tell you. It all started with, to be honest with you, I was lying. I wasn't doing jack. But during that time, I was rereading Chainsaw Man, so I can mentally prepare myself for the anime that's dropping next month. And after finishing this manga again, I wanted to talk about the anime adaptation before it drops. But here's the thing though, I'm not trying to analyze the complexity and contrast of Chainsaw Man, or try to explain to you why it's better than your favorite story. No, I'm just here to talk about how excited I am for the upcoming anime adaptation, and why I think it's going to be a classic.
Play the f***ing intro!
Back then, when the world was going to shit in 2020, I was seeing all of the messed up things that was going on around the world during that time. Everybody was forced to quarantine and isolate themselves from socializing, losing their jobs, and being alone. Not to mention, during that time, I was consuming a lot of anime and manga that had nihilistic and really depressing storytelling. So yeah, it definitely didn't help my mental state during that time. If anything, it just drove me further into my depression, making me just lie down on my bed wondering when everything is going to be alright. Until I read Chainsaw Man. Reading this manga gave me such a unique experience that I ever had with the story, with its pacing, characters, and overall storytelling. It just put me into a complete trance. I couldn't stop reading. I wanted to continue this feeling that I was having when reading it. But then, I reached this part of the story where two characters had this real and human moment together. Where our main character, Denji, who was also at the lowest point of his life, just contemplating where did everything go wrong. All he ever wanted was happiness. All he ever wanted is to have a normal life. But then Kobeni just responds to him with, "Isn't that just normal though? There's no such thing as a life free of bad things, except in your dreams." That part in the story really hit home for me. To fully appreciate the highs in your life, you need to experience the lows. Yeah, of course, kanji, that is obvious. But you need to understand the time when I was reading this manga. I just finished consuming some of the most depressing stories that I ever read back to back to back. And with the world going to shit, and with me being in such a terrible mindset, I needed to hear this. And that reminded me that I'll get through this. We'll all get through this. Well, yeah. Shut up with the sentimental shit. Let's talk about the anime. Breast, melons, knockers, bosoms, and hooters. And what about them is so special? Why is the average male so mesmerized by it?
Yes! Yes! It's beautiful!
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to find out in
Chainsaw Man!
Yeah, Chainsaw Man, baby! Chainsaw Man! Let's talk about Makima. Do you like her? Do you think she's hot? No? Fuck you! I am a grown-ass man in my early 20s talking about a fictional character that doesn't even exist. I am a fucking loser, and I don't have anything better to do with my life. And let me tell you, my friend, the future is bleak. Anyways, the Chainsaw Man anime is finally here, and with the season finale finally airing, the anime has become a huge hit. Everybody and their mother is talking about it. The YouTube views are insane, and judging the way how it's going, Chainsaw Man is looking like a huge success. But the real question is, did it live up to the hype? And to keep it 100 with you, no, it did not. I don't think anything with the amount of hype that Chainsaw Man had would live up to everybody's expectation. I mean, hell, you could have a legendary manga like, I don't know, Vagabond getting an anime. And at the end of the day, there will be people that will call this overrated, and that's fine. Everybody's entitled to their opinions, even if it's retarded or not. All that matters is, did you feel anything? Did it leave a mark on you? And is this anime or manga memorable to you? And for me personally, with the Chainsaw Man anime, I'd say yes. To be honest with you, where the anime is at and where it's going to end for season 1 isn't really the strongest point of Chainsaw Man for me. For me, the metal half-in ending is what made Chainsaw Man amazing to me. But judging from what Studio Mappa and the staff has given us, blew my expectations out of the water. I knew that the anime was gonna look good, but wow, every moment of detail, direction, music, animation, movement, frames has so much love and style into it. You can clearly tell that Mappa and the staff were very passionate about this manga and wanted to produce the best product for us possible. And they definitely did, at least for me. And I could confidently say, as a Chainsaw Man fan, I'm very satisfied with this anime. This anime captured the cinematic and chaotic feel of the manga for me. One of my favorite aspects about Chainsaw Man is how unpredictable the story can be. One moment we'll have a flashback on one of the main characters, whereas he witnessed his whole family murdered in front of his eyes, and it's very traumatic and tragic. And then our next scene is our main character getting his first kiss, which ends up him getting barfed on. But it happens. At one point, there could be a whole subplot about our main character's goals. And one of them is him wanting to touch boobs. But then when he finally achieved this goal, he finally had the chance to finally touch them. And then, it just leaves him empty. It makes him realize that it wasn't that much of a big deal. It just made him feel disappointed. It makes him wonder that the next dream that he's going to chase after, will it just leave him more dead inside? Will he just be happier during the chase rather than the destination? Human and relatable moments like that is what makes me love Chainsaw Man. Tatsuki Fujimoto would write the most ridiculous scenario, but then he would make something so down to earth and hard hitting during those scenarios as well. I'm sure that the fights are probably the highlights for most of you guys, and don't get me wrong, the fights are amazing. But for me personally, the bizarre, quiet, down to earth, and surreal moments for me is what makes Chainsaw Man special. And yeah, with a year with a shit ton of anime that had came out that is honestly anime of the year worthy, I could confidently say that Chainsaw Man is going to be a future classic. And if this phenomenal adaptation doesn't pull a 7 Deadly Sins or a One Punch Man or something out of their ass, we're in for something special. And dare I say, Chainsaw Man is already anime of the year. Okay, whoa. On second thought, I'm bugging. I take it back. What the hell? You're not real. You're not supposed to be here. You're not supposed to be.